casually log in,
I'm
and
freaking
that's it.
out. I'm freaking out. Freaking.
I can
I'm
see it
freaking
in
out
your.
too. It's
I can
my
see it on
first time.
Nissan's
Yeah,
cheeks.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Which cheeks?
Which chicks? Right, guys. So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name
Good
is Teacher
morning.
Cam. I'm gonna be your host this morning, and we have a special guest in her building, which is our virtual building, which is the English Clinic today. And let me introduce her first. We're gonna have our special guest in this morning. Her name is Connie Rue. That's the one you want me to call you.
Yeah, Connie, it's okay.
Okay, okay. Well, the Connie Rue sounds, stylish. You know.
Okay,
All right.
it's my
Anyway,
time.
I suppose it's
and it,
RU, no? Isn't it? RU?
or are you?
Are you? Yeah, but it's
Okay.
because of
Are you?
my first last name. Because I
Are,
have to.
are you Connie?
Okay. There you go. Okay. So and as always, we have teacher devil's advocate Neeson from Language Circle Project.
Thank you for having me, Cam. I hope I don't bring too much noise to the party, because I have a serious like plumbing leak.
Going on.
Yeah, so they're fixing this pipe, but it's this pipe goes from the top floor to comes from the top floor to us on the first floor. So they have to open up the wall, and
Hammer it up.
they have
Yeah.
they have to change the whole pipe, because these buildings are old as. I mean,
You.
Kennedy was here, like JFK was here in the inauguration, so
Oh God.
63, 62. Okay, cool.
it is that old. So
Little older than you are.
yeah, the worst case scenario, I might just have to either mute myself for the rest of the session, or I might have to log off. But I'm
All
happy to be
right.
here right now.
All right. Happy to have you too, man. The way
Always
you
happy.
exaggerate things make me imagine like you having big flow of a big leak or anything like.
If I don't fix it today,
It might happen.
that could
Yeah.
happen
Oh,
by Sunday. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a building
oh,
problem. Yeah.
so do that, and mute yourself. All right, thank you, Neeson. And very punctual this morning, Mr. Oscar Cruz.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having us here again. Good to see all of you.
All right, guys. So today we're gonna have a very interesting conversation because we have I would call you, no disrespect, but Coney, I would call you a new teacher. You've been teaching for 2 years now, but I was talking to you before the podcast started, and it was very interesting. You are self-taught. You learned by yourself almost, or how was your experience learning? Because you're gonna listen to her, guys. She has really good English. So
It's
tell
pretty
me a little
good.
bit.
You're making me so shy right now. Like,
That's the point. Nah, I'm just kidding.
okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm really happy. And well, I learned English I started like when I was 7 or 8, I guess. And at first I refused because it was kind of a challenge for me. But with the time, I learned that I was really good with languages and I loved it. So my teachers weren't the best most of the times because, as I told you earlier, they are not like well paid. So their jobs are they are not the happiest.
Let's
So
make a pause right there. So your belief or probably your experience means that
Experience.
if you're not well paid, your quality is not good.
well, most of
Is
the
reality?
times because they were not like there for the students. I just had one teacher that it
Was
showed
committed. Was okay.
that she loved what she does.
Now,
So
let me ask you
actually,
this,
when
Connie. You
okay,
were acquiring this like in private schools, private institutions.
oh yes,
Okay, cool.
yes, because I'm a smart ass. So I always had the opportunity to be there for free for scholarships.
Nice.
because of the scholarships. So they were really happy with me because I learned English really really fast. And then I met one of my favorite teachers of all the time. I don't think she's gonna be there, but I would love to shout out her because I love her.
All
she
right.
she she taught me that I could do whatever I wanted, and I was able to speak English as good as I thought, and maybe more. So she helped me through the year. Like she gave me extra exercises or extra homework to just practice a lot. And later
Okay.
on, I realized that I was more advanced, like far, far, far from my classmates.
Yeah.
So yeah, I self taught. Um, and
Okay.
I
Let me
I
ask you
was
something. So I will help you out. So that was your beginnings, right? And then you found out that you were good at it, and then probably you made it your passion, I guess. You know,
yeah.
you made it a
Definitely.
passion. And then when do you feel you acquired that level that you have right now? How long ago?
Like 2 years, 1 year ago maybe, because I met friends, new people, older than me, and they helped me because of their jobs. They were talking in English all the time. So I was really, really shy, and I talked like, yes, no, yeah, thank you, and that's it. So they helped me to break this the ice and became
Mm,
more confident. Sometimes I'm really nervous, and I start talking like a lot, a lot, a lot. But that's great because a year ago I didn't talk anything. Like I was completely shy and completely quiet all the time, and I was talking with myself in my head, making long sentences in English. But yeah, now
okay.
I'm more confident, and that's great. It feels
It's
good.
really pretty. Okay, like it. Okay, Oscar, we have a question from Herman Gomez, and he says, "Hey, what's the subject for today's session?"
A very, very good question. I mean, part of what we want to talk about is, Connie has pursued a degree in language teaching or facilitation, and that's sort of what we want to talk about. Continuing sort of with what Cam said, you build your own language proficiency, obviously with professionals, and then on your own, which is fine. What encouraged you to pursue a degree, in English teaching, because a lot of people become very dominant and they develop their language skills and they dive right into teaching, they get a certification and they, bypass the actual degree, which is fine as well. That's a good path to take as well. But you, in your case, what encouraged you to say, hey, I want to have an actual English teaching degree?
It's a long story.
Okay, well, we
At
have 30
first,
minutes, right, Cam?
Right.
at first, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life when I finished high school. And I was like, well, I like art, I like museums, I like music, but what else? Like, I'm not that talented to become an artist. So I was like, what should I do? So I took a year
Sabbatical
to
year.
work and just live the life, I guess. And I met some people that really changed my life in some way because I didn't know there was a language communication major. So I fell in love with the idea, and I was very keen to study that, but it was expensive college. I didn't have the opportunity to be there. Like a lot of things happened.
Okay.
So later, I checked the careers, the majors that my university, the UNAM, has, and I check and I discovered, I guess, I found the English teaching major, and I was like, "Oh, that's great, that's cool." And I just read the program, and they had a lot of interesting subjects like linguistics, applied linguistics, phonetics, English, of course, advanced English,
Okay.
and I was like, yeah, it's cool. I like this. I can do this.
I have
And
a
that's how
question.
I. Yeah.
What what that you hadn't learned before in all your I guess more than 10 years of studying English? What did you learn at school that you hadn't learned before? What did they teach you extra?
Um, I had a teacher that taught me to make mistakes.
Huh.
He was, well, English and language careers are kind of the sometimes the people are not that friendly. So when you made a mistake, so they are like making fun of you, or oh my god, it's impossible that she's in college and she's talking like that. Oh my god. So he noticed it, and he knew that that happens a lot, and he said like, you are here to make mistakes. I want to hear your mistakes. I don't want you to be shy about your tongue bluffing, or I don't care. I want to hear you because you're going to be more confident at the end of the year, and that that changed the game for me. I used to be like, oh my god, I just can't. I'm an English teacher student. Why? I can't
Do
I can't be
both.
wrong. I can't do that. I can sound bad. Oh my god, I just mispronounced that. What is going to
Oh,
what is going to happen? What people is
okay.
going to think that I'm dumb or something.
So let's get
So
to that point. How
That's
let's get to that point. How did you get to advanced level to the proficient level? How do you acquire that? Because I have the belief that that's the hardest level to reach. Because from zero to something, it's not that hard. From basic to intermediate, you just pay attention. You keep following your books. You get there. But I think the hardest level to achieve is that from now that you're advanced, how do you become proficient? How do you acquire your level from really advanced to your level? What techniques, what tools, how did you specifically achieve that level?
well, it became my life. It was my
passion.
morning,
Passion.
my afternoon, my nights. It was all I was
Beautiful.
listening all day.
Beautiful.
I was working with my classmates talking in English. I was in class. I was outside of the classes talking in Spanish but thinking in English. I was listening to music in English. So it became part of my life. I'm a bilingual. I'm happy to say that I'm a bilingual because most of the times my brain thinks in Spanish and in English, both. It's kind of weird because sometimes I forget how to say things in Spanish or how to say things in English. And it's like, I know it's here, but I just can't say it.
Code
So
switching. Code switching. No worries. Happens to everyone.
so I would add
Yeah,
that in this podcast we call it passion for learning.
Passion.
That's part
Passion.
what it is. You became passionate about learning.
yeah.
Okay.
Well,
And
it became, I don't know how to say this without sounding philosophical, like
Philosophical. Yeah.
too in love with the language, but I learned so much about the history of language, and I learned that we create different languages, we design them, we develop them. Oh my gosh, I'm
Is that right?
sorry.
Is that right? I have this all the time.
We develop complete structures to communicate our ideas. Like what? How did we do that? With of course with thousands of years, but I think that it's really interesting to notice how we are all connected by languages, even though they are so different. They are
All
the same,
right.
but they are so different.
I have a
So,
question
okay, yeah.
for Connie, real quick. Now that you were talking about certain subjects, so far, right now, in the degree that you have, which has been the most interesting subject or class that you have taken?
Oh my God.
It's a good
Because
question.
of the teacher, linguistics. She was
Linguistics.
a great teacher. She taught us with movies and some books and her experience around the world. And I love learning about how languages were created. And
Mm.
because of what we were talking about, I think Spanish structure. I don't know if it is called like that in English, but it's about learning how the prefix, suffix, roots.
Syntax?
Yeah. So when I started like learning that, I was mind blown. I didn't know that was a
Oh.
thing.
So that's a question. Do you think you can get to that level without going through grammar?
Of course not.
There's no. What do you think about these people that promise to make you bilingual in 6 months?
It's they are clowns.
Wow.
I
Well,
feel disrespected
She said it.
when someone says that you will have 100% of the language when you finish a 6 months course, because it's impossible. I know there's a lot of people around the world just living a nomad life, and they learn basic sentences, asking for help, asking for water, where's the bathroom, blah blah blah. But they can share their. I'm sorry. They
Yeah,
can
they can't
share like
master the. They can't
their
really master the
thoughts.
language.
They can
Right.
share what they are thinking, because they don't know how to construct a sentence, and that's why
okay.
grammar is really important. And it's tedious for some people because they haven't learned in the proper way, like in a fun way,
Okay.
dynamic, where they can really think in English and not in Spanish. That's really important. You have to learn English thinking in English, not in Spanish.
Okay. We have a comment from Nissan, but first we have a question from Ezra Reese. He asks you, what's the most difficult grammar topic you've faced? Any study tips?
Oh, thank you for being here, Ezra. He's a friend of mine.
Nice.
The most difficult, it was reported speech, because I it wasn't it wasn't like something that works in my mind. Like I don't talk like that usually. I'm not used to talk like I'm not used to express myself like that. And when I faced reported speech, the teacher was kind of, I didn't understand what she was saying. So
Okay.
I went to YouTube and I searched for reported speech, but it
Okay.
was a mess.
So that was your answer. Okay, Neeson, unmute yourself. And you had a comment. You have a question for Connie.
Oh yeah, what she was saying was on point. I mean, it had to be said, and she said it. Can't really master a language without going into the structural details, which is grammar. So yeah. The other thing was I wanted to address Oscar's comment. What do you mean? I look like a panda? Like a cute like a fluffy, like a cute panda, or like an evil panda? Like
Like
I'll
Like a
see
mischievous panda.
a possessed panda.
I'll see you in the comments, you little. And the other one was like I went to I attended also this language teaching course at the Arunam, but it was back when it was called CELE, Centro de Enseñanza de Lenguas Extranjeras, and now it's a different thing. Like the name changed.
She
Now
hadn't
it's
even been
called
born, man. Relax.
probably. So what's the name now? Now it's what's the name
Enal.
now? Yeah,
Enal.
What is it?
yeah, but what does it stand for? Enseñanza de la
Um,
lingüística y traducción, something. I think I might be able to.
yeah, English, teaching of
Yeah,
linguistics,
I found it.
translation,
Oh, yeah, I found it.
languages. Yeah.
Escuela Nacional de Lenguas Lingüística y Traducción. Is that where you're going? Is that where you're taking your classes?
No, no, I wish, but I'm in mm, there's the UNAM, like the big college,
Yeah. Uh huh.
and they have like tiny universities,
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
tiny college
Like the
around
branches
the
where they
city.
give you the. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. But I guess you take the same
So
courses. I guess you take the same subjects. For example, like you said, I guess they give you social linguistics and stuff like that. No. Uh,
yes,
which is
yes,
really what you
that's
were
not the name of the subjects,
probably
but
not. Probably
I
not the
think
name,
it's related.
but the content. And
Yeah.
I think that's what makes teachers attending these courses realize that precisely like language learning and language teaching goes beyond what we think it is. You know, like because at the beginning maybe we think, oh, you know what, I acquired this language, and I know how it. I think I know how it works, and I like people, so I like sharing with people and helping others. So this is a career that I might pursue. And then you start taking these lessons when they talk about the origin, history of language, and the philosophical
Approach.
intricacies of what language is and how it works and why humans use it but non-human animals don't. So if you were already passionate about the topic, you start finding out about these things, and boom, like you said, your mind is blown, and you become even more passionate than before.
Hey, I started teaching before I certified myself. That you certify yourself and then you started teaching, right? Connie.
No, I haven't certified.
Well, but you went to you studied
Yeah.
before you started teaching. You studied for a
Yeah.
certification. Probably you're not done yet, but you were there. Do you think there's an order? There's a specific order that one should follow. Like now you are teaching, so probably that's the. Do you agree with me that that's probably the right? Let me rephrase the question. Have you, now that you're teaching, have you learned, what have you learned about English now that you're teaching? What has teaching you taught you?
Oh, that's a really good question. It has taught me a lot of patience, to be patient, to
Mm,
be kind, to
mm,
understand people's feelings, not because because they want to learn. They are here with me. They are taking classes because they want to learn. But sometimes there's something that it's not working, and you have to be patient. But also, I've learned that most of the times we enhance what we know when we teach to others, because it kind of works funny in our brains, how we speak, how we describe the process to do something, and it helps our brain to enhance what we are saying. And if we do it poorly, we're going to, and if we learn it poorly, if we teach poorly, we're going to do it the same way. So you
Mm.
have to learn to be a good student, to understand how you learn things, to become a good teacher, to become someone who can go into someone else's mind and understand why she or he or them are not understanding the point, the subject, how the word is pronounced. You have to be very empathic.
What's the hardest thing to teach? What's been the greatest challenge you faced teaching?
Encouraging people to talk more, to show off their skills, because I've had brilliant students. Like, they have learned by heart the rules of grammar. They know the subject, the verb, the past participle, all those details. But whenever it comes to speak up, they are and it's been hard because it happens to me. It happened, and it happens to me. For example, today. But
All right.
you have to boost the confidence of your students, make them feel like they are good, because they are. You just need to hear those words sometimes. It's
Okay.
part of the job of being a good teacher.
Okay. Now that we're talking amongst colleagues and amongst teachers, I want to. I have a case. I have a new student. She's 51 years old,
Wow.
and she studied English for all her life. But for all her life, she's been saying that she doesn't speak English. So she does, but she doesn't. Right now, she's a manager. She was a manager in her company, and now she's becoming the CEO of her company. Big position in her company, right? Now, international company. So she's been having meetings every day, and now she has once a day and twice a week, and it's incredibly how she speaks English, but she still thinks she can speak it, and she's not self sufficient in English. So how do you deal with people like that, that they have gone to school, they have been speaking English, and they still don't think they speak it? How do you deal with this? Let's start with you, Connie. Maybe you have a
Um,
comment.
well, something intelligence. It's not about the things that you learn and you can reproduce.
Reproduce,
Intelligence
yeah.
is about the ways that you solve things, and how you put to practice whatever you have learned, or whatever you haven't learned and you are about to solve a problem. So we have to work with them as if we are in our daily lives, listening to songs, talking about going to a coffee shop and ask for a coffee the way I like to drink my coffee, give all those details, talk to my mom about my day, writing a post for my Instagram. We have to make them see that outside of the class, they are able to communicate effectively in English. And if they
Mhm.
notice that in their daily life, the things that they normally do, the things that they are used to, they can communicate in more than one language. They will be confident to say, yeah, I know English. I know how to say this in English. I'm bilingual.
Okay. Neeson, Oscar, do you have a comment? Do you have a you want to help me out because I don't know what to say.
No, yeah, I'd like to add that she pointed out something very interesting. That the the intelligence factor, right? It has really nothing to do, if you notice it, with language, because you can apply that factor in many different aspects of your life. But adding to and I like that point. I like what you said, Connie. And adding to the point, even though she's a 51-year-old, Cam, um, with adult students, I would add that sometimes you need to have the with them, right? What's in it for me? And I think right now she has no other issue. If you're going to be a CEO, C-level executive, you have no turning around now. So you better get down and just grind it and start doing what you hadn't been doing now, right? So I think that's going to encourage her, and obviously
Right.
your creativity and how you're going to put the plan together is going to encourage her as well. So it's going to be another little success case for you, buddy.
She took a test and she's a B1. I just started with her this week, and she's a B1, so she's there though, but she doesn't believe she's there. So it's kind of hard. It's not hard. I know what to do, but I still feel like there's so many people that speak English, but they just didn't need that little push from someone, and definitely from themselves, to believe, to have that passion, to think that I what I told her is not a monster. It's a friend. English is a friend. Once you master it, you'll feel a different person. It's not a because I'm explaining things, and she gives me that face like, uh, you know, and so that's telling me that she's thinking that this is a monster. But it's not a monster. English is beautiful. English is magical. What would you say, Mr. Panda? I'm sorry, Mr. Neeson. Okay, because we have a comment there. Is it chubby
Chubby
evil?
evil. Yeah, I thought of that Egyptian commercial. Remember
Yeah, panda
the
cheese.
panda cheese. Never say no to panda. Okay, yeah, I think it's uh from my in my experience, I think it's for four possible reasons. One, sometimes is the environment, the setting. Like sometimes they work with people from around the world, or even people from the country who put them down. Like their English is not bad, but then the guy in human resources from the interview, he's like, well, your interview went fine, but you need to work on your English. And it's happened to me like three times that a student of mine who I've been helping prepare for an interview, uh, tells me, this guy told me this and that I should work on my pronunciation, that I should work on my vocabulary, and it's happened that I've happened to know the human resources guy, and I'm like, he said what? He was my student. You have a better level than he does. So
Okay.
sometimes it's an attitude thing, like, oh, your English is not that good, but they're just saying that it's not really that. So they put you down, so they make you feel that affects your confidence. The second reason might be that they're very proficient at long-term speech. They can, they give these great presentations and instructions. They present, they can present the budget or whatever. But when they go outside to have a smoke, they're not good at small talk.
Mm,
They can't really, talk about the weather, the spouse,
it happens.
right? So that's where they feel that they don't really master the language because they're not good at small talk. So all they have to do is work on their small talk. No, another one might be that they need attention. Sometimes they know they 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 can use the language. Sometimes they know that they can use it pretty well, but they want you to be praising them and telling them,
That's what I'm
"Oh
doing.
no, no, you're not, no, you don't suck. No, you're awesome." Because that's what they want to hear. So exactly. Sometimes you might just give it to them, and sometimes they really think that they are not proficient at all because
Right.
they do have a self-esteem problem, but you can't really do much about it because that might be something they need to work on with a psychotherapist, not with the teacher per se. So
But don't
yep.
you become a psychotherapist sometimes in that matter?
Mm,
Because they are they
I think you shouldn't. Yeah, but many teachers say that, but I don't think you should even attempt to
isn't it? I don't know. I wouldn't
not
agree with
not
you
not.
then.
But no,
Sometimes.
a psychotherapist needs
Not psychotherapy per se, but I'm saying in that specific topic, I think we can we can play the psychotherapist trying to help them achieve your English goal.
well, yeah, you deal with people's psychology. Yeah, you deal with people's psyche. Yes, but that doesn't make you a psychologist.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Right now.
but um, I try to be very careful about about that because I've heard many teachers say, "Oh, we teachers are psychologists,"
No, we're
because
not.
sometimes they attempt to give some students therapy, and if you're not qualified, things can go really really bad. So but
Right.
yes, I mean, but I get your point. Yes, we deal with people's psychology. Actually, if you have a psychology background or if you are familiar with psychology topics or concepts, it can definitely help you in the classroom. Definitely.
That's what I've been trying to do with this lady because I think it's not an English issue she's got. I think it's a psychological issue she's got.
Right, right.
However,
Could be.
she's coming to me. She's not going to the psychologist. She's coming to me to fix the problem. So it is me who has to, use whatever tools and to play whatever role I need to play in order to,
Oh yeah, because it's not a
take
serious
her to.
problem. It's not a serious. I mean, it's something you as a teacher can deal with and can help her with.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking about
And you
some
should be
other cases.
trained to deal with. Yeah.
No, yeah, I was talking about some other cases where some people have like serious issues and they bring them up in the they come up in the classroom, and sometimes the teachers
I hear voices, and
some
I would
teachers.
ask them in English. I could help you understand them. You know what I'm saying? Not
Okay,
just
yeah, yeah,
no,
I
but
get
they're
it.
not real
This
voices. Well,
motherfucker, I hear voices, man. Jesus
all right, guys.
But
So
the voices are in German.
right. Well, that way I can teach you. Hey, so that's what it is. Now, what do you think? Coney, like after how many years? How many years have you been studying English?
13, 14, maybe 13.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you're still learning?
yeah. Of course,
we're all still
you
learning,
never
Cam.
stop
Right.
learning. Yeah.
But I want to ask Connie, what part of that learning are you? What stage of the learning? It's probably one of the last ones, but what is it? What part? What stage of learning are you now?
I don't think it's any close to the final. To
Ah,
the, I don't think it's any close to my goals, because I wanna be a student my whole life. I wanna
right.
learn new things, and if it's about languages, come on, of course, give it to me. But I think I'm at some point where I'm able to express myself, to think, to write, speak, etc. in English, but I want to learn about things that I don't know. Yeah, things that I don't know, like laws or
I lost. Okay. Or
makeup
specific
or
purposes.
chemistry things. I want to learn about the things that I'm used to read, or I'm used mm, to read in Spanish, for example. In Spanish, I have a lot of interested.
Interested in?
Uh, I want to learn to speak in English as if it was my first language. But I also want to do it with French or German or Korean. So
You have high
I think,
expectations.
yeah, I know. But
Okay.
I think I just gave the big step in, and I can go out of the circle right now. I'm here. I love what I
Okay.
do. I know that I know things. I know that I'm a good teacher and a good student, but I'm humble enough to say that there's a lot of things I want to learn.
All right.
And I,
Kambar, he's not humble at all. He
Not at all.
not at all.
You're looking for a humble person? Don't.
okay, it's
Connie,
okay.
let me ask
Honest
you
though,
this.
he's quite honest.
Just
But
kidding.
I'm honest.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah.
in your actual curriculum, do you have any ESP training or subjects, English for specific purposes,
Yeah,
legal, medical, business?
morphology and syntax of English. We have English, how to write in English workshops, and of course an English subject about grammar and specific things, and where we are more like free to talk every class, like the whole class. And we
Okay.
also have
But
phonetics.
you don't have, for example, medical or
Oh
legal
no, no!
or
I would love
okay.
to. I would love
That's what
to.
she said.
As an
Okay.
interpreter,
I didn't
that
understand, but okay.
that's what you learn, what you study. But as an English teaching major, you learn things about the structure of
Linguistics, phonetic
English,
structure, history of the
grammar,
language. Okay.
yeah, how, yeah, and things related to the students, to how to create a program, how to give a class in front of a small group and a large group, things like that, how to deal with everyday needs of our students.
Okay, Coney. So there you go. So there, here in in the private chat, do me a favor, because well, I should have done that before the podcast started. But in the private chat, give me your contact so I can post it here. So because I know that many of these students, I wish all students came to me, but I don't have time. I'm not humble at all. All right. Yeah. So, but so maybe you want to contact Connie to have some classes, because I strongly believe, and I don't even know why, but I can sense it that she's a good teacher. I need to, because I haven't seen her teaching, but with the passion that she learned, I'm pretty sure she's a good teacher. So if you're interested, in
While Connie gives you her information, we talked about this before, right? We talked about what can distinguish or what sets apart other teachers, and this is what we talked about, right? Passion, dedication, having heart for it, and just basically never stop learning about the language continuously, right? And I think this is what Connie and all of us have talked about today.
right. So we
And
have
she's a good example, right? She's a real good example.
Teacher Connie. She spelled it out for you. Teacher Connie,
Are
are
you?
you
That's a good one. Connie,
at
are you? Am I?
Connie, are
I don't
you?
know. Are you?
Emma
Am I?
at
I
Are
know
we?
you are,
gmail.com.
but what am I? Remember that guy, Pee Wee Herman? I know
I don't
you
know what
are, but
you
what
are,
am
but what am
I?
I?
Yo,
That's a good one.
No,
we usually no.
Oh, he's already
uh,
standing, so I have to stand up too,
he
man. He's
we
never
have
already
a
he,
bug.
standing.
We have a
Yeah.
bug
we
Okay,
have
in the
good
in
a
the
one.
podcast
we
now. We
have
have a bug.
well, we have a panda, now we have a turtle. Got you.
Oh, we got a fellow guest. Nice.
We got
Live.
we got Master Roshi.
Okay. Hey, so let me see. Do you have a okay? Connie? Do you have a web page? Not a web page, but probably a Facebook page. People can contact you too,
Instagram.
or
Instagram is
that's it,
good.
or just Gmail.
Um, just Gmail. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, guys. So if you think of having a passionate teacher, of course you can call any of us. Yes, but now you can call Connie too. Maybe you don't like having class with these old men, so maybe you can have a class with this young teacher.
With a fine
You
young
know,
lady.
oh yeah, because it's fresh teaching. I
Some of
remember
my
when I was
some of my students might go like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you up on that."
I'll
I
change
was
teacher Nissan
I
right
was
now.
I
I'll
was
change
young
Santa
once.
Claus. They'll be like, "I'll change Santa Claus for Connie anytime."
You said you were 21.
Yes.
I started teaching at 21, as a matter of fact. And
Yes. Like
what
Quite
do
a
you
while
mean?
ago. Quite a
What do
while
you
ago.
mean? What's this hand
She said,
going like?
"Woo, that was way back in the
right.
Yeah,
day."
Like
yeah, decades ago. I
Literally,
put it that way. You
Oh,
know.
literally.
was English spoken outside Great Britain? Already?
Yes, yes, as a matter of fact. And I remember all that energy I had when I was 21. It was beautiful. Everything was a challenge because there was many things that students would ask me and I didn't know. And I was, that taught me a lot. I hadn't been through learning yet. I don't think I am through still, but back in the day it was, that nerve, like, oh my god, I don't know, I have to play it out. I don't know what he's asking me. I don't even know how to explain it. So you just made me remember those days.
He's
Thank you.
gonna start crying now.
I'm gonna start crying. That's actually when I met Oscar
Yeah, that's when we first
and
met.
Neeson
And Nisa, we've been knowing each other for over 20 years now.
for
we
over
go
20 years now.
we go way back.
Yeah, we were young, dumb, and full of hope. We had a lot
We're
of hope.
still dumb. We
Yeah,
still have some hope,
yeah.
but we're
Yeah,
not young anymore.
we're not young anymore. Okay, so that was it. Well, Oscar, the one right here, the one without hair now is came later, like 10 years later,
Great description, man. One without hair, man.
because we
Yeah,
have two Oscars,
I know.
the young looking and the non-young looking.
The
You
creepy
know,
looking and the funny looking, which
That
is which,
creepy looking.
which is who?
exactly. Hey, so let me just I hope you had fun with us. Connie, thanks for sharing your knowledge. I
Thank you.
think I hope it's productive for all the for all the audience that was there. Thanks to your friends that showed up too. Thank you. All right. So remember, we are a live podcast for teachers and advanced students that we hear every Friday now at 12 at noon. Mexico City, Houston time. You have to check your different schedules wherever you are. So thank you very much for showing up. Nissan, give me your last comment.
thank you.
Uh,
Thank you guys for having me.
You still need to give me your last comment. Wait, Connie. But it's
Oh,
Nissan's
oh,
because I want
oh,
him
I'm
out of the podcast now.
I
So
tell you,
yeah,
he's not
his way.
humble. He's not
Is
humble at all. He's like, no, man, this
is
is
his
my
way?
way,
Is his
man.
way of
His way or the highway.
his way of kicking me out. No, I want to thank you, Connie, for joining us. We have a Facebook group. It's called Conversation Club, and I hope you can join us there. And thank you, Cam. And I don't think I have any particular last comment. So have a great weekend, fam.
okay, thank you, Oscar Cruz. Give me your
Thank
last comment.
you. Thank you for joining us. And I think this is the first guest that falls into the category of the actual broadcast. She's a teacher and an advanced student, right? Because normally we've had teachers, but right now, she falls under that. And thank you for joining us. And would be glad to have you back again. And if you could just, I don't know, you had that that group, Nissan. It's I'm going to join that group. I don't know if I'm in there. I think I am or not, but I'll make sure I'll.
Yeah, I just you
Am I
liked
in there?
the last post I made,
Okay,
which this really stupid joke, but man,
so
makes me
I'm in
laugh
there.
every time.
So
Yeah,
I'm
the
in
one
there.
about the car, that there's this guy selling a car, and the customer asks like, "Oh, cargo space," and the sales guy replies,
Cargo Street, no?
"Car no do that, cargo road."
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't seen
Okay,
that? If you haven't seen that post, then you're probably not in the group. So we
okay,
should
okay.
we should we should send them an
Okay,
invitation.
guys.
Please, guys, please do.
So remember, guys, we also have, and this is an invitation for you, Connie. We have an English conversation club every Friday at 8 p.m. So if you want to join us anytime, just this is that one is a conversation. Sometimes we play some games. Sometimes we just talk with different students. You can invite your students over so they can practice their English with other students. That's a conversation club every Friday at 8 p.m. Nisan and I are there. Oscar is not because we don't welcome him because he's. And but that was it. So that was it for today on my behalf. And that was Connie, today you say goodbye to the podcast. It's your time. So now is your time to say goodbye. Bye guys.
Okay.
I leave you with Connie.
Thank you very much for joining the podcast, and I would love to be here anytime soon. And I think that's it.
Bye.